I never thought that singing in karaoke would get me to AGGT. It's my big dream to live here. I was calling on people to help me. They gave us a wall, a roof, and power. I'm having my birthday for the first time. When I first tried out, I sang a Michael Bolton song. This time, I want to show a different side of my singing skills. I want to tell you about a great singer called Roland Abante. Everyone loved his voice on season 18 of America's Got Talent, where he was one of the contestants who stood out. But Roland had an interesting trip full of dreams and adventures before he got on that big stage. The Philippines is where he first became famous. Now we're going to talk about all the cool things he's done, the problems he's had, and his bright future. Are you ready? Let's get started. Early life and background. A boy named Roland Abante was born in Cebu, Philippines on August 3, 1978. It was a very long time ago. As you read this, picture a happy family welcoming a baby into the world. Roland's life wasn't always good though. His family wasn't rich, so they had to get clever with the money they had. It was a small house, but it was filled with love, which makes you feel safe and happy. Roland grew up in a busy area. There was a lot of life in the streets, kids played, and people talked all the time. We could hear kids laughing and having fun with games like tag and hide and seek. Street food often made the air smell great, but his family had trouble making ends meet. Roland liked easy things like hanging out with his friends, seeing new places, and dreaming about what he would be when he grew up. Those things made him happy, even though they didn't have fancy toys or big meals every day. Every night as he lay in bed, he would think about how he wanted to sing. He could feel the music in his heart. He often fell asleep to the sounds of the neighborhood, and he would imagine himself singing on stage for everyone to hear. No matter how bad things got, he always had hope. His childhood was full of joy and love, but he also learned early on that dreams don't always come true by living through hard times. As Roland aged, he became more aware of the issues his family was facing. The look of worry on his parents' faces when they didn't have enough money made him want to help them. This need to help his family kept him motivated to follow his dreams and do better in everything he did. In Roland's family, each person had a unique job to do. It took a lot of work for his parents to take care of him and his brothers. They often worked long hours. They taught him to be kind and patient, and they showed him that love can make anything better, even when things are bad. Everyone loved family dinners because they were times when everyone laughed and told stories. Soft music was often playing in the background. Roland liked hearing about how his family made their home happy and brought them together through music. Even though they didn't have much, the kids would sing along to their favorite songs on the radio. They were glad about it. Roland had a feeling when he heard this song. He began to dream about being a singer. He saw himself on stage, singing songs that made people happy. Family support and advice pushed him to follow his dreams like the wind beneath his wings. When things got hard, he thought about how much his family loved and supported him. This kept him going and never gave up. Roland found out quickly that life wasn't always easy as he grew up. He helped his family in many ways. A young boy might help out at the market by selling fish or moving things. Yes, Roland did that. He got up early and worked hard, but he thought about singing the whole time. He spent a lot of time on the water with his father learning how to fish so that he could catch enough to feed his family. He worked long hours and had hard days, but Roland never lost sight of his goals. He got stronger with each test. He learned that he could do anything as long as he worked hard and didn't give up. His life changed him into the passionate, loving person he is now. Roland would also do chores for his friends, like cleaning their homes or running errands. These small jobs not only made his family money, but they also taught him how important it is to have friends and family. He learned that helping other people could make him happy and help him make friends. He would still sing a little tune when he was tired from a long day at work. He would feel better and remember his dreams when he listened to the music. Roland's ups and downs as a child taught him important things about love, life, and the power of dreams. This solid base helped him later as he followed his dream of becoming a singer, showing that even the worst starts can lead to wonderful trips. What takes place when dreams fly? Roland's journey was about to reach new heights, and music would become his love. Even when things were bad and his family didn't have much, music made him happy. It helped him calm down when he was scared or angry. He would put on a small microphone and sing to everyone. He must have felt like a star when he sang the blues. That's exactly what he did. Roland found that music could make him feel better all of a sudden. He would often listen to the radio and wish that one day he could sing like his favorite stars. His love for music grew stronger every day, and he began singing at karaoke bars in his area. Think about the bright lights, the crowd of people yelling, and the excitement in the air. He was scared at first, like most people are before a big show, but when he sang, he felt like he was in the air. People loved his voice, and showing it off made him forget about everything else. He loved how music brought people together, and each song he sang was a part of him. He would sometimes rush to the singing bar and give it his all when he got home from a long day of odd jobs. Many of the things he did early on made him feel better about himself and kept him motivated to reach his goals. The cheers and praise from the crowd made him feel like a real rock star, even if it was only for a short time. He felt like he could reach for the stars when he sang. He talked through music about things he couldn't say. It also helped him connect with other people in ways he never thought possible. In 2009, Roland had a very important event happen. He got married. It was a beautiful day full of love and joy. He wasn't just a singer anymore. He got married and had a child not long after. Just picture how scary and exciting that must have been. Roland knew that he had to look after this new family. It was important to him to make them happy and look after them. It was like having a bunch of superheroes cheer for him. What drove him the most was his love for his family. To make their lives better, he knew he had to put in a lot of work into his songs. Roland stopped singing for fun and put more effort into getting better at what he did. I hoped that one day he could let everyone hear his songs. He worked on it every day. Due to his desire to make things better for his family, he often stayed up late writing songs and music. He started playing music more often, and his love for it grew. He believed in himself even more because his family was there for him and told him good things. They became his biggest fans and cheered him on from the stands. This made him push through any worries he had. He felt more like his dreams with each note he sang. Following that was the wonderful year of 2014. Think about the day Roland posted a video of himself singing the old song To Love Somebody on the internet. He thought it would be fun, but guess what? It went on and on. A lot of people saw it, liked it, and told their friends about it. Out of the blue, Roland was the center of attention. People from all over the world saw the movie and talked about how great his voice was. It was like someone made a wish for him, and all of his dreams began to come true. Roland's life changed when he became famous on the internet. Chances started to knock on his door. More of his music was being requested, and he began being asked to play at bigger parties. He went from being a boy who sang in karaoke bars to a famous artist. It felt like a dream come true when his video went rounds. Fans spoke to him about how his music moved them and how his voice made them feel good and inspired. Roland was thrilled and thankful, knowing that his love of singing could make a difference in people's lives and bring them together in a unique way. Roland's story showed everyone how music can bring people together, move hearts, and make people happy. He learned that his love of singing was just the start of a great adventure with his sudden fame. He was set on following his dreams and making songs that people could relate to. He knew this was just the beginning, and he was ready for anything that came next with his family by his side. It taught me that if I follow my heart and don't give up, good things will happen. Get more well known. Imagine Roland walking out on a big stage with stars shining on him and cheers from the crowd as if they had just seen their favorite figure. He did the same thing when he was on shows like ASA Pienda and Gabi Vice. The show. Love these guys so much. It's like getting a golden everyone on Gundam Gabi Vice a big party when Roland took a smile and a strong voice. Think about people cheering, singing, and some of them being filled with the magic of the music. He made everyone happy and living like they were all in on a fun secret. After that, he did his thing on ASAP. Roland worked with well-known Filipino artists to make beautiful music sounds in this great place too. Could you see yourself singing with your favorite stars? Roland had to do that, of course. Gary Valenciano, Sarah Geronimo, and other big names in the music world took jobs with him. They worked together to write lovely songs that made everyone happy and want to dance. These things were like valuable stones in Roland's way. They made more people like him. And those fans stuck with him because they loved his songs. Quickly, people would post online their favorite parts of each show and talk about how much they loved his voice and how he made them feel. When Roland saw how happy and excited everyone was on stage, he knew he was living his dream. He used his songs to bring joy to people at every show. He seemed to bring happiness with him everywhere he went. Roland not only showed off his skills, but he also met people who liked music as much as he did. He knew all his hard work had been worth it when all of his friends gave him a big hug. He was making a real difference in their lives. But wait, Roland did go through some tough times. When you have big dreams, you may have to answer hard problems, like a hard puzzle. One of the best chances he missed was being on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Could you picture yourself singing on that show for 1 million people? It would have been great. Things didn't go as planned, even though he had high hopes. He found out the hard way that things don't always go as planned. Let's say you have a big show to put on at school, but the screen doesn't work. That makes me think of how Roland felt when things didn't go as planned. He held back his sadness. He took a deep breath and told himself that there is a good thing in every bad thing. He didn't give up because he believed he would get more chances. He also had trouble with the people who ran his business. Things went wrong and people fought behind the scenes while he was busy becoming famous. Think about this. You and your group were stuck on a school project because you didn't know what to do. That's how Roland felt. He had to work hard at his singing and make his family happy at the same time. It looked like he was going in two different ways at the same time. This taught Roland important things, like how to be himself and how to find good people to work with. He learned that it was important to keep going after his dreams even when things got tough. He dealt with his problems bravely like superheroes do when they face bad guys. Each problem made him stronger and more determined. He told himself over and over that each problem was a chance to grow as an artist. He learned to wait his turn and talk to people better over time. It's like getting bike lessons. You have to get back up every time you fall, but you keep going until it's right. In fact, that's what he did. Roland's road wasn't just about the good parts of the show. In the background, it was also about the lessons he learned. In 2017, Roland took a big step forward in his music business when his little album Boo Not came out. What an exciting thought. He would be singing his own songs, which made his heart race with happiness. You could write your own music and let everyone hear it. It was like getting into a treasure chest full of his stories and thoughts. Boo Not's songs told stories about love, life, and the ups and downs of going after your dreams. Each song had its own style and a mix of sounds that showed Roland's life. He wrote songs from the heart, and they helped him connect with his fans more deeply, like when you and your best friend keep a secret record together. People began to see Roland as more than just a singer. They saw him as someone whose music could tell stories. He seemed to be letting everyone into his life and telling them about the good and bad things that happened to him. Roland writing his own music made him stand out even more and showed that he was more than just an entertainer. He was an artist with something important to say. Boo Not helped Roland find his voice, which made his fans love him even more. They felt like they knew him well because of the magic of music. Roland kept growing, writing a beautiful life music that would touch many people for years to come. The journey of America's Got Talent. Think of a big stage with lots of bright lights and a lively crowd. Roland was finally all set for this. He was ready to sing When a Man Loves a Woman when he tried out for America's Got Talent. He took a deep breath and sang from the heart. Everyone in the room felt sad when Roland sang. It was clear from the judges' faces Simon Cowell, Howie Mandel, Heidi Klum, and Sofia Vergara. They were hooked for sure. It really did work. Roland worked hard on the song, which was a lovely love story. The fans felt it too. They didn't say anything and just listened to everything. Then there was the emotional part. As Roland sang the sad parts of the song, the judges' eyes filled with tears. Could you picture that? They were so moved. When he was done, there were loud cheers from the crowd, and the judges stood up to admire him. What fun. That moment would always be fresh in his mind. Roland was happy and proud because he knew that his singing had touched so many people. Something amazing happened after his amazing tryout. Roland got a lot of cheers and claps from the crowd. They cared about him. The judges were gushing over how great he was the whole time. Sophia said his voice sounded like an angel's and that he called him a star. When they said nice things to Roland, he felt like he was walking on clouds. But there's more. Roland's video audition went popular on the web. That means many people watched it and sent it to other people around the world. Friends, family, and even grandparents all told him how great he was. Can you picture all of those views? A huge number of people heard him sing. It didn't take long for everyone to become interested in Roland and wonder more about him. People began to talk about his life and how he went from having nothing to being on stage. Roland was in the middle of everything. Dreams and music were very strong, with every share, and like more people felt like they knew him and his songs. Roland realized that his dream was coming true, and he was ready for whatever came next. Let's move on to the next round. Roland was back on stage, and this time he sang I Will Always Love You. He sang with all his heart because he wanted to make everyone happy. The crowd moved and sang along with him, feeling every emotion he spoke about. It was yet another wonderful show. But then something strange happened. Once everything was over, Roland found out he had lost and was no longer in the race. Just think about how shocking that was. People gasped in shock, and both fans and judges had tears in their eyes. Even though Simon Cowell is usually tough, he looked really sad. People who liked Roland shared their love for him and their faith in him on social media. People told him he deserved to be there and wrote a lot of supportive messages on the internet. It was a hard time, but it showed how much people cared about him. Even though he lost, Roland knew that this was just the start of a wonderful trip full of music, love, and support. Roland's story from being evicted to being praised showed that passion and support are what make a real star. After ADT, there is life. Roland felt a lot of different things after his big moment on America's Got Talent. You sang your heart out on that big stage, but you didn't make it to the next round. Can you picture that? It felt like going on a ride. Roland felt bad because he worked so hard and hoped to win. Things got better for Roland after his first fail. He quickly learned that life had a lot more in store for him than just getting kicked out of the race. It was great that there were caring people on the trip. He could always count on his boss to make him feel better. He was like a best friend to him. She always told him how far he had come and praised all the things he did well. You have no idea how much people love your skills, she told him. That made him see the bigger picture. The people who helped him the most were his family and friends. When he was sad, people around him gave him big hugs and nice words. They told him won't be the most important thing. We already see a star in you. These words helped him move on. Roland didn't care whether he won or lost a game. It was about telling the people who loved him the most the truth. Roland took a moment to consider what had happened. Even though he was upset that he didn't make it further in the race, he learned something important. He was just getting started on his trip. He knew it was most important to have the support of his family and friends. They helped him remember that life was about more than one race. Yes, good things did start to happen. People all over the world saw Roland's interview video right away and thought it was great. People in the United States who like music heard of him for the first time here. In an instant, he went from being on America's Got Talent to becoming a big name in the music business. He was so happy that it felt like a dream come true. He had won more than just the show in many ways. A new group of people to talk to, fresh starts, and hope. After Roland became famous, people started asking him to perform at different concerts and events. Almost every day, more and more people asked him to perform live. People were eager to hear his deep voice in person. Roland's heart had always been hungry to share itself through music, and this made him very happy. He loved music even more after these shows because they gave him more energy. Fans were thrilled to see him, and some big names in the music world were also there. Some big names in the music business contacted him and asked to work with him on new songs. Roland believed this was crazy. He had always admired these makers, and now they wanted to work with him. He felt alive and full of joy because he was excited about these options. Roland knew that this new part of his work would bring him a lot of great opportunities. Every new chance Roland got made him believe in himself even more. He knew this was just the start of his one-of-a-kind trip. They were making the world a better place with every show and project they worked on together. He was excited to see where his love of music would take him next. Roland was all set for anything, because he knew that the people who were closest to him liked and cared about him. He was sure the best was still to come. Roland had learned something important. Getting a prize or title did not always mean you did well. He was telling everyone how happy he was doing what he loved. Roland loved that more than any gift. He was excited about the great road that lay ahead and couldn't wait to keep going. Plans and working together. What do you think? Roland has some great ideas. He's taking a trip through the US and Canada. Think about him going to different places to play for music fans who are really into it. Think about it. There were a lot of bright lights and people cheering and singing his songs. That sounds great, doesn't it? His friends are thrilled about him. They can't wait to meet him in person. A lot of his fans can't wait to see him perform live and sing their favorite songs. In this case, your favorite figure shows up. How do you feel about that? His fans also feel that way? Every single one of their ideas has been shared on Facebook and Twitter. The people there talk about both the songs they want him to sing and what they are going to wear. They are even going to make signs that they will hold up during the shows to show their support. Also, what do you think? It will feel like a big party at every event. Roland has worked hard to make his shows the best they can be. When people come to see him, music makes him happy the most. There will be fun things going on during the shows, and he may even surprise everyone by bringing someone on stage. There's more to his show than just singing. He can meet the people who love him. It makes him happy to meet them, hear about their lives, and feel the energy they give off. Many people who love music look forward to going to these events. Roland really thinks that music can bring people together in amazing ways. He can't wait to tell everyone he meets on his trip about this magic. Besides that, I have some really cool news. At the airport, Roland and Marcelo Pomoy, who is also a great artist, were seen together. Think about how fun that must have been for you. Fans were so happy when they were able to take a picture together. A lot of people thought they were making something really cool together. The magic could really happen if these two great singers decide to work together. These two guys have great sounds when they sing, and it's easy to tell that they love music. They could sing lovely songs that make everyone melt if they work together. Imagine that two truly amazing artists work together to make something truly unforgettable. Roland and Marcelo might be able to get better jobs if they look for work together. They could learn new things from each other and share their cultures. Their fans dream of the songs they could write together and how great they would sound live. Keep your guard up. The two of them might soon make some great music. They are friends and both love music, so fans would love to be a part of a great new journey. The singers getting together to make people happy must feel like they've reached their goal. After this, what will Roland Abante do next? Because of Roland Abante's amazing performance on America's Got Talent, his singing career is now really taking off. His moving, honest act at the audition not only wowed the judges, but it also made him a lot more famous. Mostly in the United States. A lot of people were moved by Roland's story about how he went from being a hard-life fisherman in the Philippines to being on the world stage of AGT. His unwavering drive and persistence made his journey even more inspiring, and it touched people all over the world. Since he was on AGT, doors have been opening for him in and out of the show business. Because he is now more well-known, he is likely to get record deals, work with other acts, and maybe even go on tour or perform live. That's not the end of Roland's story. His time on AGT has given him the chance to take his music to new heights. Fans can look forward to seeing him keep going strong as he takes the next steps in his very promising future. Roland Abante is going to keep building on the energy he gained from his appearance on America's Got Talent. Fans can look forward to some exciting things coming from him soon. His AGT audition got him a standing ovation from the judges, especially Simon Cowell. This has led to a lot of new possibilities. Now that everyone is talking about Roland, he's in a great situation to get record deals, play live shows, and become even more famous around the world. Roland has already shown what he can do. The next challenge is to use his success on AGT to help his career grow in the long run. Fans can look forward to seeing him not only perform, but also possibly put out his own songs, work with other great artists, and learn more about the music business. You can learn from his story, and as he keeps going up, it's clear that the best is yet to come. Roland is about to make a big splash in the music world thanks to his ability and drive. His fans all over the world can't wait to see what he does next. Roland Abante's future looks very bright now that his act on America's Got Talent has gotten so much attention. So many doors have opened for him because of how emotional his audition was and how well he connected with the crowd. After looking at this, it's clear that Roland has what it takes to become a big star in the world of music. People from all over the world have become fans because of how deeply he touched people and how talented he was on American Idol. Now all that's left to do is keep riding that wave of success. Roland is set up to make a name for himself around the world. This AG exposure has given him a big stage, so he has a lot of chances to improve as an artist. Roland is almost ready for something big, like getting a record deal, putting out his own songs, or playing in front of bigger crowds. His story of hard work and dedication, along with the fact that he is becoming known around the world, makes his way forward even more exciting. Roland Abante went from being a fisherman to a star on America's Got Talent. His story is truly amazing. He showed us that we can reach our goals if we believe in ourselves and love music, no matter how hard things get. If you liked learning about Roland, please like, share, and subscribe to this video so you can see more great stories.